Hello students, today I am going to discuss the topic of Unit 2 Optical Communication of Advanced Communication Engineering. These are the contents. Please go through it. Now the part is concept of fiber optic data communication system. Although fiber optic cable can transmit analog signals such as TV, video, most fiber optic systems transmit digital pulses. In other words, they are used for data communications, a sampling of some of the more common systems, and there are some applications. Although most LANs use twisted pair cables, a growing trend is to run fiber optic cable directly to the user's PC. Now the part is construction of optical fiber. So the components are number 1 core, number 2 cladding, number 3 coating, number 4 stranded fiber, number 5 cable jacket. So core, this is very center of the cable and is the light guiding area used for light transmission. The size of the core will determine the amount of light to be transmitted into the fiber. So it depends upon the amount of light. The size of the core actually depends upon the amount of light. And then cladding. The cladding surrounds the core glass. The cladding surrounds the core glass and serves to refract the light back into the core. Refract the light back into the core. Next, coating. Several coatings of acrylate are usually applied to the fiber to provide tensile strength and protection to the glass fiber core. Next one, cable jacket. The cable jacket works along with the fiber to provide strength and protection. The jacket should be appropriate for the environmental conditions that the fiber optic cable will be subjected to. And next one, strengthening fiber. These components help protect the core against crushing force and excessive tension during installation. So, these are the basic components of optical fiber. Now, the next part, block diagram of a fiber optic communication system. Here, the information signal to be transmitted may be voice, video, or computer data. The first step is to convert the information into a form compatible with the communication medium, that is series of digital pulse. An AD converter is used for this purpose. Computer data is already in digital form. These digital pulses are then used to flash a powerful light source off and on very rapidly. The light source is usually LED. The light beam pulses are then fed into a fiber optic cable. At the receiving end, a detector is used to detect the light pulse into an electrical signal. The pulses are amplified and reshaped back into digital form, and they are fed to a decoder where the original video or voice is recovered. You see it in the diagram. So, in this way we can get the original video or voice. I think this is clear to all. Now, types of optical fiber. There are two types, single mode and multi-mode. So, in single mode, light follows a single path through the core, two types actually. And in multi-mode, the light takes many paths through the core. Each type of fiber optic cable is classified by one of these methods of rating the mode. In practice, there are three commonly used types of fiber optic cable. The multi-mode step index fiber cable is probably the most common and widely used type. The main advantage of a multi-mode step index fiber is the large size. In a single mode step index fiber, in a single mode or monomode or step index fiber cable, the core is so small that the total number of nodes or paths through the core are minimized. For very long distance transmission and maximum information content, single mode fiber cables should be used. But the main problem is that it's extremely small size. And now multimode graded index fiber. Multimode graded index fiber cables have several nodes or paths of transmission through the cable, but they are much more orderly and predictable. The typical paths of the light beams. Because of the continuously varying index of refraction across the core, the light rays are bent smoothly. You see it in the diagram. The light rays are bent smoothly and coverage repeatedly at points along the cable. Now, optical fiber performance. So, bandwidth distance product. The term bandwidth distance product is often used in the optical fiber communication. It is usually defined as the product of the length of a fiber optic link and its maximum signal bandwidth. So, it is the product of the length of a fiber optic link and its maximum signal bandwidth. That bandwidth is related to the data rate. The bandwidth distance product is typically limited by the phenomenon that the bit error rate rises sharply for too high data rates. The concept is helpful for comparing the performance of different types of fiber optic links. Electric cables do have a wide bandwidth, but the bandwidth of fiber optic cable is much greater. Therefore, more signals can be carried. And next part, transmission loss. The main specification of fiber optic cable is its attenuation. So, it is called also attenuation loss. It refers to the loss of light energy as the light pulse travels from one end of the cable to the another end of the cable. The light pulse of a specific amplitude is applied to one end of the cable, but the light pulse output at the other end of the cable will be much lower in amplitude. The intensity of the light at the output is lower because of various losses in the cable. The main reason for the loss in light intensity over the length of the cable is due to light absorption, scattering and dispersion. The amount of attenuation varies with the type of cable and its size. So, attenuation depends upon the types of cable and its size, remember it. And glass has less attenuation than plastic. So, glass is used because its transmission loss is smaller than the plastic. There are some optical source like LED, lasers, etc. And the detector is optical detector or photodiode. An LED is a PN junction semiconductor device we all know that emits light when forward biased. When a free electron encounters a hole in the semiconductor structure, the two combine and they give off energy in the form of light. So, semiconductors such as GAS, actually germanium, arsenic, are superior to silicon in light emission. They used for displaying whether a circuit is on or off and show binary and decimal data. Therefore, it is capable of transmitting the narrow light pulses required in digital fiber optic system. And modulation of LED is the digital data to be transmitted is converted into a serial pulse train and then into a desired format. These pulses then applied to a light transmitter. The light transmitter consists of the LED and other circuitry, and the binary pulse are applied to a logic gate and then turns the LED off and on. A positive pulse at the NAND gate input causes the NAND output to go to 0. This turns off, and so the LED is forward biased through the circuit and then turns on. When the output is actually 1, then the LED turns on, light is actually on, and when it is 0, the light is off. And now next is laser. The other commonly used light transmitter is a laser. A laser is a light source that emits monochromatic light, coherent monochromatic light. Monochromatic means single light frequency. Coherent refers, and what is coherent? Coherent refers to the fact that all the light waves emitted are in phase with one another. Please remember it, coherent monochromatic light. Monochromatic means single light frequency, and coherent refers to the fact that all the light waves emitted are in phase with one another. So, coherent light waves are focused into a narrow beam. There are many different ways to make lasers. Some lasers are made from a solid rod of special material which is capable of emitting light. Certain types of gases are also used. Actually, it is also a PN junction diode, usually made by GAS. And what is optical detector? Optical detectors convert optical signals back into electrical impulse that are used by the receiving end of the fiber optic data. The most common detector is photodiode. This is a PN junction diode, which is normally reverse biased. The only current which flows through it is extremely small reverse leakage current. Extremely small reverse leakage current. Whenever light strikes the diode, this leakage current will increase. It will flow through the resistor and develop voltage across it. The result is an output voltage pulse. So, I think this is clear to you. Now, coupler connector splice. Coupler connector splice. When long fiber optic cables are needed, two or more cables may be spliced together. The ends of the cable are perfectly aligned and glued together with a special clear low loss epoxy. Connectors are also used. A variety of connectors provide a convenient way to splice cables and attach them to transmitters, receivers and repeaters. Now, the next part is cable splicing. Connectors are special mechanical assemblies that allow fiber optic cables to be connected to one another. Fiber optic connectors are the optical equivalent of electrical plugs and sockets. They are mechanical assemblies that hold the ends of the cable and cause them to be accurately aligned with another cable. Connectors force better alignment of the cables, and the two ends of the cables must be aligned with precision so that excessive light is not lost. Otherwise, a splice will introduce excessive attenuation. FDDI, that is Fiber Distributed Data Interface, is a standard designed to connect up to 500 nodes, PCs or other computers in a ring configuration over a distance of up to 100 km. The data speed is 100 Mbits per second. A unique feature of the FDDI system is that it is implemented with a dual fiber cable. If one or both fibers are cut, the system is designed to automatically loop back and reconfigure itself to ensure uninterrupted operation. FDDI is most often used as the backbone for interconnecting several smaller LANs. So, SONET, that is synchronous optical networking, was developed to transmit digitized telephone calls over fiber optic cable at high speeds. Its primary use is to send time multiplexed voice or data over switched networks. SONET is used between telephone central office, and long distance carrier facilities, and for long distance transmission. It is also used for general digital transmission between computers. A system similar to SONET known as synchronous digital hierarchy. So, this is the short note on synchronous optical networking. Now, the part is multiplexing on fiber optic cable. Data is most easily multiplexed on fiber optic cable by using time division multiplexer. However, development in optical components make it possible to use FDM on fiber optic cable or WDM, which permits multiple channels of data to operate over the cable's light wave bandwidth. WDM uses separate lasers to transmit serial digital data simultaneously on two or more different light wavelengths. You see it in the diagram. Current systems use light range in the 1500 nm range. Each laser is switched off and on with the desired data. The laser beams are then optically combined. The laser beams, you see it in the diagram that laser beams are optically combined and transmitted over a single fiber cable, transmitted over a optical combiner and then transmitted over a single fiber cable. A separate serial data source controls each laser. These may be single data source or multiple TDM source. At the receiver end of the cable, special optical filters are used. Why? To separate the light beams into individual channels. Each beam is detected with an optical sensor and then converted into the individual data streams. I think this is clear to you. Now the part orthogonal frequency division multiplexing, short form OFDM, is a form of signal modulation that divides a high data rate modulating stream, placing them onto many slowly modulated narrowband subcarriers, and in this way is less sensitive to frequency selective fading. OFDM is a modulation format that is being used for many of the latest wireless and telecommunication standards. OFDM has also been adopted for a number of broadcast standards from digital radio to the digital video broadcast standard. OFDM is a form of multi-carrier modulation, and WaveDM is the form of multi-carrier modulation, and an WaveDM signal consists of a number of closely spaced modulated carriers. When modulation of any form like voice, data, etc. is applied to the carrier, then sidebands spread out on other side. This is the basic concept of OFDM. There are some advantages and disadvantages of optical fiber communication system. Advantages are high speed, extremely high bandwidth, low security risk and small size. But disadvantages are difficult to install, cost is higher than copper cable and fragile. There are some applications. Number 1, fiber optic cables transmit large amount of data at very high speed. Number 2, these cables are ideal for transmitting signals for high definition televisions because they have greater bandwidth and speed. Number 3, fiber optic cables are widely used in the fields of medicine and research. And next, with the high level of data security required in military and aerospace applications. Fiber optic cables play an important role in the lighting and safety features of present day automobile. And networking between computers in a single building or across nearby structures is made easier and faster with the use of fiber optic cables. So, there are various types of applications. I think the optical communication is clear to you, but if you have any doubt, please feel free to reach me anytime. Thank you.